Welcome to Retired Pennies World, the home for true coin lovers and treasure hunters who know that every coin has a secret story and potential hidden value. In today's video, we'll explore the 1967 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might look like ordinary pocket change, but if you have one in excellent or mint condition, it could be worth far more than 25 cents. Some of these coins, especially those preserved in perfect mint state or with rare errors, have sold for well over $100 in today's market. So stay with me till the end as we uncover the hidden worth of the 1967 quarter and what makes this coin so fascinating for collectors today. The 1967 Washington quarter is part of the Classic series first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin features the famous portrait of Washington on the obverse side, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Above his head, you'll see the word Liberty, and to the left, the motto, "In God We Trust." Below Washington's neck is the date 1967. The reverse side displays the bold American bald eagle, wings spread wide, standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, a proud symbol of both strength and peace. This design served the nation for decades and remains one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage history. Now here's something very special about the 1967 quarter. It has no mint mark, and that's not an error. During the years 1965 through 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage coin hoarding and speculation, which had become a major issue at the time. That means every 1967 quarter, whether it was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, carries no mint mark at all. So if your coin doesn't have a mint letter under Washington's portrait, don't worry, that's exactly how it was meant to be. The 1967 Washington quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, not silver. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. While most of these coins were struck for circulation, the Mint also produced a limited number of special Mint set coins. These SMS coins were created with a higher quality strike, smoother surfaces, and better details than regular coins. They were sold directly to collectors, and today, they are the real prize for anyone searching for valuable 1967 quarters. The difference between a regular strike and an SMS coin can mean the difference between a few cents and hundreds of dollars. Let's talk about value. A regular 1967 quarter found in circulation is typically worth its face value of 25 cents, maybe up to $1 if it's lightly worn. However, things get interesting when we talk about uncirculated or SMS examples. A 1967 quarter in mint state condition, MS65 or higher, can be worth between $50 and $120, depending on its sharpness, shine, and lack of marks. But if you have a special mint set quarter with deep cameo contrast and flawless surfaces, the value can rise dramatically, up to $200 or even more for top-graded examples. In fact, some 1967 SMS quarters, graded SP67 or 68 by PCGS or NGC, have sold for over $500 at major auctions. The higher the grade, the more collectors are willing to pay. Minting errors can also make the 1967 quarter extremely valuable. There are known examples of double die strikes, off-center coins, and even missing clad layers that have fetched prices of several $100s. An off-center 1967 quarter, or one struck on the wrong planchette, which is a blank intended for another coin, can bring in huge premiums, sometimes exceeding $1,000. Always inspect your coin carefully under bright light. Even a small error can make a big difference in value. So, if you have a 1967 quarter with no mint mark, take a closer look at it. Check if it has sharp details, smooth surfaces, and that special mint set finish. It might just be an SMS coin or an uncirculated gem worth far more than you ever expected. Even though millions were made, finding one in perfect, untouched condition is very rare today, and that's why collectors are willing to pay hundreds of dollars for the finest examples.
Next up, the 1992 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark, a coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket or old coin jar, but if it's in pristine condition, it can be worth far more than 25 cents. Some of the best preserved examples from 1992 with the Philadelphia mint mark have sold for over $100, and certain rare error varieties have reached even higher prices. So stay tuned as we uncover the history, details, and true market value of this fascinating 1992 P Washington quarter. The 1992 quarter belongs to the classic Washington quarter series, which was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This coin's design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, has become one of the most iconic in American coinage. On the obverse side, you'll see the portrait of George Washington facing left, with the word Liberty above his head and the motto, "In God We Trust," on the left side. Below Washington's neck is the date 1992, along with the small letter P, indicating that this coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, you'll find the proud American bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of both power and peace. This classic design would continue until 1998, after which the U.S. Mint introduced the 50-state quarters program in 1999. The 1992 P quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a total mintage of over 384 million coins, making it common in circulation. However, what makes this coin valuable is not its quantity, but its condition and grade. Most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, and over the years they've collected scratches, wear, and discoloration. But the few that were carefully preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition are the real treasures. These coins still have their original shine, full luster, and crisp details, and that's where the big money lies for collectors today. Let's talk about value. A 1992 P Washington quarter in circulated condition is generally worth its face value of 25 cents, or maybe up to $1 if lightly used. However, when you step into uncirculated or mint state territory, the price rises sharply. A 1992 P quarter graded MS65 by PCGS or NGC can sell for $60 to $120, depending on its appearance and demand. Coins graded MS67 or higher are extremely rare, and such coins can easily reach $200 to $400 or more. The key to these high prices lies in their flawless surfaces, no scratches, no dullness, and full original mint luster. The more perfect your coin is, the higher collectors are willing to pay. Additionally, there are special error coins from 1992 that have become incredibly valuable. These include double die errors, off-center strikes, and missing clad layer coins, where the nickel coating didn't apply properly, revealing a bright copper surface beneath. Such error coins are unique and have sold for hundreds of dollars at coin auctions. Even a small striking mistake can make your coin stand out and become a sought-after collectible among coin enthusiasts. Another interesting version to look out for is the proof coin minted in San Francisco with an S mint mark. While it's not a Philadelphia coin, the 1992 S proofs are highly collectible with deep cameo finishes that shine like mirrors. But for the 1992 P mint quarter, the true value lies in its grade, rarity in top condition, and any unique minting features that make it stand apart from regular circulation coins. So, if you have a 1992 P Washington quarter, take a close look at it. Check if it has full details, bright luster, and no visible wear. If it looks nearly flawless, it might be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional certification. Once it's graded, you'll know exactly where it stands, and you might be surprised to learn that your coin could easily be worth over $100 in today's collector market. Even a coin that's been tucked away in a drawer for decades could turn out to be a small fortune in disguise.
Next up, the 1986 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark,
a coin that might look like an ordinary piece of change, but if it's in excellent or mint condition, it can be worth far more than just 25 cents. Some rare, high-grade 1986 D quarters have sold for over $100, and certain era coins have reached even higher prices at auction. So stay tuned as we uncover the true history, hidden details, and current market value of the 1986 D Washington quarter. The 1986 Washington quarter is part of the legendary Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, this coin remains one of America's most iconic and widely recognized designs. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of George Washington facing left, with the word Liberty above, the motto "In God We Trust" on the left side, and the date 1986 below his neck. The small letter D right beside the ribbon in his hair identifies this coin as being minted at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, the coin features the powerful image of the bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. This design beautifully captures the spirit of America during that time. The 1986 D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint with a total mintage of about 504 million coins, which means it's not exactly rare in circulation. However, what truly gives it collectible value is its condition, grade, and any minting errors it may have. Most 1986 D quarter circulated heavily over the years and show signs of wear, scratches, or fading. But coins that have been carefully preserved in mint rolls or coin sets and remain in uncirculated or mint state condition can be worth significantly more to collectors. Let's talk about the values in today's market. A 1986 D Washington quarter in normal circulated condition is generally worth its face value of 25 cents, or maybe up to $100 depending on where. However, in mint state, the value increases dramatically. A coin graded MS-65 by professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC can sell for $60 to $120. If you're lucky enough to have a coin graded MS-67 or higher, it could fetch $200 to $400, and in some rare cases, even more. These high-grade coins are extremely hard to find because they require perfect luster, sharp details, and absolutely no marks or blemishes, something very few coins have after nearly 4 decades. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. Some era coins from 1986 with the D mint mark have sold for huge premiums. There are known examples of off-center strikes, double die errors, and missing clad layers that make these coins unique and valuable. For instance, an off-center 1986 D quarter or one struck on a copper planchet, missing its nickel coating, can easily sell for $200 to $500 depending on the size and visibility of the error. These are one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors love because no two errors are ever exactly alike. If you think you might have a valuable 1986 D quarter, the first thing to do is carefully inspect it under good lighting. Look for sharp details, clean surfaces, and strong luster. If the coin looks almost flawless, with no scratches or dull spots, it might be worth getting professionally graded. A certified grade not only confirms its authenticity, but also gives it a clear market value. High-grade 1986 D quarters are becoming increasingly scarce, and as collector interest grows, their prices continue to rise year after year. So, before you spend that old 1986 D quarter, take a moment to check its condition. It might just be a hidden treasure worth far more than you ever imagined. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about preserving pieces of history, stories, and craftsmanship that have stood the test of time. The 1986 D quarter is a perfect example of how even a coin from the 1980s can surprise you with its beauty and value. Next, the 1981 Washington quarter with the P mint mark, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but could be worth far more than just its face value if you have the right one in the right condition. Many collectors are surprised to learn that pristine, high-grade 1981 P quarters and rare era varieties can fetch hundreds of dollars in today's market. So let's explore everything you need to know about this vintage American coin and how much it's really worth in 2025.
The 1981 Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin's obverse side features the classic bust of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, with the inscriptions Liberty above, In God We Trust on the left, and the date 1981 below. The small P mint mark found to the right of Washington's ponytail ribbon identifies that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, we see a majestic bald eagle with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows and olive branches, representing America's strength and desire for peace. This timeless design has become one of the most recognized images in U.S. coin history. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 601 million Washington quarters, which makes this coin relatively common in circulation. However, while most 1981 P quarters you find in your pocket change are worth 25 cents, some coins in mint state or uncirculated condition can be worth much more. Over the decades, most of these coins were heavily used, showing scratches, dull surfaces, or wear. But those few that have survived with their original shine and flawless detail are highly sought after by collectors. Let's break down the values in today's market. A circulated 1981 P Washington quarter typically holds its face value of $0.25, but if it's lightly circulated and still has decent luster, it might sell for $1 to $3 to casual collectors. Things start to get more exciting when we move into higher grades. A coin graded MS65, mint state 65, can fetch around $30 to $50, and those graded MS66 or higher can reach $100 to $250. In rare cases, coins graded MS67 or MS68, which show nearly perfect strike, strong luster, and zero visible marks, have been sold at auction for $400 or more. Now, what truly pushes some 1981 P quarters into the hidden treasure category are minting errors. Collectors love unique mistakes like off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or missing clad layers. A 1981 P quarter with a noticeable off-center strike or a dramatic die clash could easily be worth $200 to $600 depending on its clarity and overall appeal. Even more valuable are coins struck on the wrong planchet. For example, a quarter accidentally struck on a nickel or dime blank, which can sell for over $1,000 at auction. If you have a 1981 P Washington quarter, take a close look at it under good lighting. Check for sharp details, reflective luster, and no visible scratches or marks. You can use a magnifying glass to check the edges and mint mark area for any signs of errors or doubling. If you think your coin is in exceptional condition, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will not only confirm your coin's authenticity, but also give it a clear market value, especially if it's in mint condition or contains a rare error. So, before you spend that 1981 P quarter as ordinary pocket change, stop and take a closer look. It might just be a small piece of American history worth far more than 25 cents. As time goes on and fewer high-quality examples remain, the value of this coin continues to rise, making it a great addition to any collector's portfolio. Thank you for watching Retired Pennies World, where we bring you the hidden stories and true market values behind coins from around the world.
$quarter coin from the United States. A piece that may appear ordinary at first glance, but can hold surprising value depending on its condition, mint mark, and rarity. If you've ever found an older Washington quarter in your coin jar or inherited one from a relative, stay tuned, because this 1981 quarter might be worth far more than just 25 cents. The 1981 quarter dollar features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse side, designed by John Flanagan, a design that has been a part of American coinage since 1932. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic bald eagle with spread wings, symbolizing freedom and national pride. This coin is made primarily of copper and nickel and was produced at 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify where your coin was made by checking the mint mark just next to Washington's ponytail. A D indicates Denver, an S stands for San Francisco, and if there's no mint mark, it means your coin was struck in Philadelphia. Now, when it comes to value, most 1981 quarters found in regular circulation are still worth around their face value of 25 cents, especially if they are heavily worn.
However, collectors are always searching for coins in the best possible condition, those that have sharp details, no scratches, and minimal signs of wear. A 1981 quarter dollar in good condition, meaning it has been lightly circulated and still retains a strong shine, can fetch prices ranging from $1 to $5 in the current coin market. But the real excitement begins when we look at coins in uncirculated or mint state condition. In mint condition with no signs of handling, the value of a 1981 quarter can rise significantly. Coins graded MS65 and above by professional grading services can easily sell for $50 to $150, depending on the mint mark. Rare examples with full luster, perfect strikes, or proof quality, especially those from the San Francisco Mint marked with an S, can be valued at well over $200. And if the coin displays any minting errors such as double die strikes, off-center impressions, or clipped planchets, then its value could skyrocket to several $100s, with some rare error pieces even fetching over $1,000 in specialized auctions. It's also important to remember that coin collectors value historical and aesthetic appeal, not just rarity. The 1981 quarter represents the end of an era in U.S. minting before major design changes took place in later years. Because of this, pristine examples of 1981 quarters are becoming harder to find in circulation today. If you happen to own a 1981 quarter in exceptional condition, especially one that has been preserved in a coin holder or protective case since the time it was minted, it could be worth far more than you imagine. So before you spend that old 1981 quarter, take a moment to inspect it closely. Check for its mint mark. Look at its overall shine and consider getting it appraised by a professional coin dealer. Who knows? Your coin could be one of those rare gems valued at over $100 or more in today's market. Many collectors are actively looking for high-grade Washington quarters to complete their sets, and your coin could be the missing piece they're willing to pay a premium for.
Next up, we're going to talk about the 1992 quarter dollar coin from the United States, a coin that many people still have sitting in their drawers, coin jars, or wallets, without realizing that it could be worth far more than just 25 cents. This coin, especially in good or mint condition, has gained attention among collectors, and some versions have sold for over $100 or more in today's coin market. So if you've got a 1992 quarter, this might be the perfect time to find out what it could be worth. The 1992 Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that started in 1932. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you'll find the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse side shows the powerful image of a bald eagle perched on arrows with wings spread wide, symbolizing freedom and strength. This design remained in use until 1998, before the launch of the 50 state quarters program. The 1992 quarter is made of a copper-nickel composition, weighs 5.67 grams, and has a reeded edge, just like most quarters from this era. The coin was minted in 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. To identify where your coin was struck, look for the mint mark on the front side of the coin, just beside Washington's ponytail. A P means it was minted in Philadelphia, a D indicates Denver, and an S means San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced circulation coins meant for everyday use, while the San Francisco Mint created proof coins with mirror-like surfaces, specifically for collectors. When it comes to value, most 1992 quarters found in circulation are worth around their face value of 25 cents, especially if they are scratched, dull, or worn. However, a 1992 quarter in good condition, one that still has sharp details and a bright surface, can easily be worth around $1 to $5. But the real jump in value begins with uncirculated or mint state coins. A 1992 quarter in mint state, MS65 or higher, can fetch between $50 and $150, depending on the mint mark and the sharpness of its strike. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, especially those with deep cameo contrast, can be valued anywhere from $100 to $250 in perfect condition. What makes some 1992 quarters even more valuable are minting errors and special varieties. A few coins were struck with unusual characteristics such as double die obverses, off-center strikes, or planchet errors. These rare variations can turn an ordinary 1992 quarter into a collector's treasure. Some of these rare error coins have sold for over $500, and in extremely rare cases, even close to $1,000, depending on their grade and uniqueness. The 1992 Washington quarter is also significant because it represents the final years of the classic eagle design before major design changes took place later in the decade. For collectors, these coins hold both nostalgic and historical value. If your 1992 quarter has been well preserved, showing a clean shine, no scratches, and clear details, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional coin expert. You might be surprised to discover that your ordinary-looking coin could be worth over $100 or more in today's collector market. So before you spend that 1992 quarter dollar, take a good look at it. Check for the mint mark, examine its condition, and look closely for any signs of minting errors. You never know. You could be holding a small piece of American history that's worth far more than you think.
Next up, we're going to talk about a very interesting and collectible piece, the 1982 quarter dollar coin from the United States. Many people overlook this coin, thinking it's just another ordinary quarter, but depending on its condition, mint mark, and type, some 1982 quarters can be worth well over $100 or more in today's collector market. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how much your 1982 quarter could be worth. The 1982 Washington quarter features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the front, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. On the reverse, you'll find the classic image of a bald eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, a timeless symbol of American strength and peace. This coin is made from a copper-nickel composition and weighs about 5.67 grams. What makes the 1982 issue particularly interesting is that it was struck during a period when the U.S. Mint was making important changes to its coin production process, which resulted in several varieties and minting differences that collectors love to find today. In 1982, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. You can tell which mint produced your coin by checking for the mint mark on the front of the coin next to Washington's ponytail. A P means it was made in Philadelphia, and a D stands for Denver. However, 1982 is a special year because it was one of the first years when the Philadelphia Mint began placing a P mint mark on its coins, something that was not done in previous decades. This small detail makes some 1982 quarters historically significant to coin collectors. Now, let's talk about value, the part every collector loves. A standard 1982 quarter dollar that has been used in circulation and shows signs of wear is generally worth around its face value of 25 cents. But if your coin is in good condition, meaning it still has sharp details, minimal scratches, and some original shine, it can already be worth between $1 and $5. In uncirculated or mint condition, where the coin shows no signs of handling and retains its original luster, the value increases dramatically. Mint state or MS, 65 and higher 1982 quarters can sell anywhere from $50 to $150, depending on the mint mark and quality. There are also proof-like and rare error coins from 1982 that can be worth hundreds of dollars. Some of the most valuable 1982 quarters feature minting errors, such as double die obverses, off-center strikes, or weak strikes, where the coin details didn't press properly during minting. These types of coins can fetch prices ranging from $200 to over $1,000, depending on their rarity and demand among collectors. One of the most well-known examples is a 1982 D quarter in brilliant uncirculated condition that sold for well above $100 at auction, simply because of its flawless strike
and high grade.
Next up, we're going to explore the story and true market value of the 1996 quarter-dollar coin from the United States, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but can actually be worth much more than 25 cents. If you have a 1996 quarter sitting in your drawer, coin jar, or wallet, stay tuned because some versions of this coin in excellent condition or with unique minting errors have sold for over $100 or more in today's collector market. The 1996 Washington quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, or front side, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. This design first appeared in 1932 to celebrate Washington's 200th birthday and continued to be used until 1998 before the 50-state quarters program began. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the striking image of the bald eagle with outstretched wings perched on arrows and an olive branch, a timeless symbol of American strength, pride, and freedom. The coin weighs about 5.67 grams and is made of a copper-nickel composition, giving it that familiar silver-like shine. The 1996 quarter was produced at 3 U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify which mint made your coin by looking for the mint mark on the front, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. If there's a P, it was minted in Philadelphia. A D means Denver, and an S stands for San Francisco, which produced proof coins. The Philadelphia and Denver mints struck hundreds of millions of 1996 quarters for circulation, but the San Francisco mint made a smaller number of proof coins specifically for collectors, and those are the ones that often carry higher value. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the current market value. A standard 1996 quarter dollar that has been circulated and shows wear is usually worth around its face value of 25 cents. However, if your coin is in good condition with minimal signs of wear, it can be worth between $1 and $3 to collectors who seek high-quality examples. The real jump in value happens with uncirculated or mint state coins, those that have never been used and still show full brilliance and sharp detail. In mint state 65 condition or higher, a 1996 P or 1996 D quarter can sell from $50 up to $150 depending on the quality of the strike and luster. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are even more valuable. These coins were made with special polished dies and struck multiple times to achieve a mirror-like finish. A 1996 S proof quarter in perfect condition can be valued anywhere between $100 and $250. There are also rare error coins from 1996 that can bring in even more money. Some examples include off-center strikes, double die obverses, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These error coins are extremely rare, and depending on the type and condition, they can sell for over $500 or even reach the $1,000 mark among serious collectors. The 1996 quarter also holds historical importance because it was one of the last years before the 50-state quarters program began in 1999, which completely changed the look of U.S. quarters. This makes 1996 quarters, especially those in pristine condition, more desirable to collectors who want to complete full sets of the classic eagle reverse design. If your 1996 quarter is bright, shiny, and free of scratches or marks, it's worth holding on to because high-grade examples are becoming harder to find as the years go by. So before you spend that 1996 quarter dollar, take a closer look. Check for the mint mark, inspect the surface for scratches, and if it looks unusually sharp and clean, it might be worth more than you think. Some collectors are willing to pay over $100 for a coin that has been well preserved or displays rare minting features.